Hello everybody and welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm Shellie Geigle with J&S Hobbies and Crafts, and this is a project share of a mini album I made, and there is no tutorial for it, but I just wanted to share with you, maybe give some inspiration. Perhaps you have this paper at home, or perhaps you have a ready-made album by 49 and Market. So first off, this is the ready-made album by 49 and Market. It measures completed about 6 1/4 by 8 1/4 with a 3-inch spine. Now I did tweak it a little bit of what I got in there to suit my needs of what I wanted to do with this, but I will tell you the paper I used, I got this down at Michael's, and it is the Spring Posies. And I thought it was really pretty, some of the colors, and it just kind of all fell together for me. So one thing about the 49 and Market album is that it comes with inside a really long sheet, and it's scored once. And when you bring that score all the way over, what was happening is that the side of this was all the way to where the hinges. And I imagine they made that so that you could glue down the bottom and the sides and make a top-loading album, or just use it the way they had it. For me, I added another score line to give me some spacing, and I made them all fold-outs. And then I added pockets and some other things to it. So again, the paper I used was Spring Posies, and I think this is one of those hot buys, and it was Michael's. I don't sell this. So let's get into this. Oh, the back. The back is just the same as what we did here. So for this, what I ended up doing was adding a couple fold-outs and a spaced-out pocket. So there are some magnets, but not all the way through this, because I felt I can get away with not using that. So this opens up and it is magnetic, and there's a place here to put a photo. You put a little one here, maybe use one of the little cards. And then I have a little side pocket, and I just put a cut apart in there. You can use that any way you want. And then there's this that you can just slide in there. Now back here is a spaced out pocket, and I just have some picture mats in there, different sizes, and one of their little cut aparts from the paper. So I just stick all that back in. Another thing that I ended up doing on the spine is, from where I scored and gave myself some space, is I ended up cutting strips and putting them down. I thought that was kind of neat. So over here, what I did was I added a little pocket, and it'll accommodate a couple picture mats for this style pocket. And then a little tuck up here. I can slide my journaling cards or whatever I want. And then it opens up, and mostly this is for placing photos. So there's a lot of space in here. Over here is just a page to plant your photos. This is a really easy placement. So I did add a little magnetic fold out up here, and you can journal or place a photo right on over here. I created this little tuck, and I have some cards, and here's a little mat, and here's another mat. And you can journal right on that. So that folds out, and there's more space over here to plant your photos. And I did install a side pocket here. You can get some good size picture mats in there, and a little journaling card in there. And I did use some of the EK Tools large punches. Again, just place your photo. Here's the fold out, and there's a mat to place a photo in a little journaling area. And I did use some leftover flowers from my cottage garden tutorial I did. And there are some blues or lilac colored in here mixed in, so it worked out really well. It folds out, more place to put a photo, and I installed a side pocket. You can get some good photo mats in there. Over here I created this band, and you can just slide your picture mats right on in there. Now one thing is there's foil and this style paper, and one thing I noticed is actually there are two of these layered on top of each other. The first one I used glue, and the glue started coming up through the foil. So then I took the second piece out of the paper pack, cut it out, and I used score tape and it fixed the problem. So, and then you just kind of slide them all back in there. Stays nice and taut. Over here, just place your photos. And the paper is really pretty. It just flowed all together. I did this in one day. Again, place your photos. Over here is magnetic with a little card you can open up, but it's also like a little tuck. And I just kind of had this hanging out the side. And you can tuck your photo mats back behind. Again, just photo placement, and over here on this fold out I have another one of those little belly bands where you can just slide your photos and your tag right back behind in there. And slide it back in, and it will. I made mine a little tighter so it won't slip out the bottom. Open up, and I had a free floating picture mat in there and a side pocket. I thought the colors worked really good together. So I just slide all that back in there. When we come over here, I fussy cut this out to create a top tuck that will hold in your photo mats and a little journaling card. And I think this album will be for sale. I haven't gotten it anywhere, but if you're interested, you can always message me. Here is a large picture mat that you can lay your photo in. You can journal right down here. But I also made it for a tuck to add another picture mat in there. Just right behind, and then that opens up and you just place your photos from here. So a lot of pages to this. There's just a little tuck down here. You can journal, and I just placed a picture mat in there. So you can lay your photo and then you can place one right here too. And I made a waterfall with a magnetic strap. And these are good size for your like 3.5 by 5 photographs. So, you can place a photo down here too. So I wanted to just show that for a little inspiration. And I may be putting out here shortly just a little video helping with getting started on mini albums, choosing the right paper for you, and I'll be putting in there some examples of, like when I first started making mini albums, some of the paper I was buying, I was actually not saving money, because what would happen is halfway through the album I would get stuck. And I don't know if a lot of you have experienced that, and then it never gets done, my paper gets wasted. So I found over the years how to correct that. And I wanted to share that with you, so next time you go to the store, you can maybe put that little tip to use. So I'm hoping to get a little video out like that for you, a little short one, might be helpful. Maybe some other helpful tips, videos down the road. But anyway, this is the album, and I thought it came out really good. I did not reinforce the hinges. It seemed like this was made pretty darn good. So that is my project share, the Spring Posies. Happy crafting, everyone, and I'll see you real soon.